What happens when you actually get what you want? Welcome back to the podcast, Be a Better Baddie. My name is Quenisha. I'm your host, coach, teacher, and fellow baddie. How many times have you said, if I just had the time, I would pursue my side business? Or if I didn't have this job, I would go after this? How many times have we said that? And what happens when you actually get that? So for years, I told myself my job was the reason that I couldn't pour everything into Be a Better Baddie. I was on a screen all day, or either I was commuting all day. At the end of the day, I was mentally fried, didn't have any time or space or the energy to really pour into my business before work, after work, like just getting bits and pieces incorporated into the day. And I have been telling myself for so many years, like, oh, my job is getting in the way. Like, when Be a Better Baddie takes off, like, I know I'm going to leave this job, any job it was, but I needed to keep my job, right? Because who wants to give up predictable, consistent income, especially if you know what you're doing? So, jump scare, a few days I got laid off. And if you're looking at the video, I'm looking at my notes over here just to make sure that I touch everything. I got laid off, and just like that, I got exactly what I said I wanted all of these years. The time to work on my business and be a full-time CEO. Now, I've spent years imagining this day. I thought about like when I would wake up, I work on my business all day, I create the content, I'd be talking to the members of the Baddie Circle, creating more offers, recording my episodes, just my day, my business, my life. And never once did it cross my mind that I would step into this position because I lost my job. I thought it'd be the other way, right? Like I would leave my job because it was time for me to fully devote myself to my business. And that's when I realized sometimes you get what you want, but not exactly packaged the way you expect it to be packaged for you. I don't want this to sound like I use my job as an excuse not to do anything, because that is false, right? I really did have 8-hour long days. I really was for years in the car driving across the city of Houston, back and forth, coming home, making sure that Pierre felt like I cared for him because those were some long days when I was commuting. And that was a very real obstacle, but it also became like, like a comfortable hiding place for me as well. Like I could easily say, once I have the time, like this is what I'm going to do. Or once work slows down, this project's over, once the summertime. There was always a once something happens, then I'll be able to do this. And as of now, there is no more once this is. The day is now. It does take a lot of sacrifices to work a full-time job, have a full-time life, and pursue a business on the side. And that's not what I want to do with Be a Better Baddie. I don't want it to be something on the side. Like, I want to be the CEO of Be a Better Baddie. I already am. But we growing, baby. Okay. So this episode came to me because I was like, we spent so much time asking for opportunities, wanting the things to happen for us, and not preparing for them. Because the morning after I got laid off, which I got a 2 weeks notice, right? But when I got laid off, like nobody was like, okay, this is what you do after. And I can say that this is the first time that I have not had everything planned out. I'm the type of person whose life has been planned out. I always knew what my next step was going to be. When I knew a job was ending, I was already looking for another job. And this one came as a surprise to me. It was no fault of me. You know what's going on with the world today. But I have to now build my life myself. Usually we have work as an anchor. It's like, okay, I know I have these 8 hours and now I have these remaining hours in the day. Let me figure out what to do with them. I don't have that anymore. So one of the things that I'm doing with this newfound freedom, and freedom sounds amazing, right? But then you realize like how much chaos can actually happen when you have so much free time and you don't structure it. As the CEO of Be a Better Baddie, one of the first things I am doing is building my system. And I want to talk a little bit about what building my system looks like, because you hear this so many times, build your system, but what does that actually mean? Let me be a bit more specific, and as specific as I can be right now, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I still don't have all the answers. So first and foremost, my system to me means having structured flexibility. That is what my system means. I don't want a rigid hour by hour, these 30 minutes I'm doing this, then these 30. I don't want that. But I also don't want every day to be this blank slate where I could do anything. I want some of that, but I don't want the full day to be that. So I have a few anchors for how I want to spend at least my days and my weeks as an entrepreneur. And once I build out the whole thing, like I can come back and talk about like what a week in my life looks like. So anchor one is I am still working out every day. I am a firm believer in prioritizing your physical health is going to help you with your emotional and your mental things. It is going to set the tone for the rest of the day, right? I'm still going to be working out whether or not I know what the day holds. We're going to maintain our active, healthy lifestyle. The second thing I'm going to do is batch my content for the week. I'm still a little torn on this because prior, when I had a 9 to 5, the month of July, I batched all of my content for the month in the span of 2 days. That's because that's something I had to do. Like, I did not want to keep thinking about what to post every week or what would land. Like, I just wanted to get it over with. Now, I want to keep my batching system going because I really appreciate removing as many decisions as possible, especially when it comes to building my business. I don't want to just be all willy-nilly posting. I want every post to serve a purpose and I want it to follow a plan. So as of now, I'm going to go with weekly batching. That is one podcast, one newsletter, 5 Instagram posts. 6? 5 or 6 Instagram posts because I mean, let's be honest, I need to put the pedal to the metal. Let's say 6 or 7. Why not? I want my social media to build towards my goal of building Be a Better Baddie, bringing people into the baddie circle, having more events, right? That leads me to my third anchor I have in mind. Leave the house, networking specifically. I worked remote. My last job, I was always in the house, on the screen, talking to people, on the phone. And the only way people know about my business is by me posting about it or me talking to my friends about it. I want to talk to more people and let more people know about my business. And I'm excited. I went to a networking event earlier this week and it was pretty bomb. I had a good time. And it was nice to, again, tell people about Be a Better Baddie. Like, people need to know. People need to know. There's this podcast that I listen to, and the host is always like, networking is not selling. It is simply telling people that your business exists. If you were working your 9 to 5 job and people asked you what you do, you wouldn't have a problem saying what you do for someone else's company. But when it comes to your company, then it's like, oh, I'm shy. I can't tell them. Like, no, ma'am. Let's tell the people. Now, I want to make sure I, one, leave the house networking, but also build community with other entrepreneurs. I am embarking on a journey that I have never been on before. So it's a different lifestyle. I want to see other people live this lifestyle. I want to learn more about what other entrepreneurs are doing, what resources are out there. And like, research is great and all. I am a great researcher, but nothing beats that person to person contact. Before, networking was a if I have the time thing. Now it is a non-negotiable. When I had a 9 to 5, I was saying I would go once a month, but honestly, it could be once a week now. It could be once a week. It's that serious. So again, I don't have the blueprint for sure at this moment, but once I have some more time to really sit, plan things out, think about what my priorities and my strategies are for Be a Better Baddie, then I will be able to figure out what matters, what are my high leverage actions that I need to take, and incorporate those in my weekly schedules. Because if I don't decide what matters, then who will? I'm the boss. Okay. Another thing that I was thinking about is the fact that I am not spiraling. As I've been talking to people from my old job, they've been like, you're taking this so well, or, do you have, like, people are confused. People are confused about why I'm not panicking or spiraling or so sad. And this is not a highlight moment for me, right? Like, I'm not like, oh my God, like, this is the best thing ever. But because it does suck. It is scary. And I don't want to say I don't know what's next. I know what's next. I just don't have the details for it. As I said earlier, I'm always the type of person who has their next step lined up, but I am also the person who remains calm. I don't think panicking or being over emotional in a situation like this would help me. But I'm also saying this is literally what I've been asking for. I can no longer say I don't have the time. And I think everything also happens for a reason. Like, there were just signs, and I knew it was coming, and I felt like I received confirmation that this is what I'm supposed to do. This is how I move forward. And all I have to do is proceed with that, right? And if it works out, obviously I am over the moon ecstatic. If it doesn't work out, then I then know and I can say, I tried it. I'm in a financial position where I can be okay. Now, not for long. I need some money. I need some money, but I can take my time, whether it's deciding I'm going to find a part-time position or I need to go and find a full-time position right now. Or if Be a Better Baddie starts taking off, then I can literally pour my all into it. This isn't necessarily a test of what's your dream? Like, no, this is now a test of can you execute your dream? Can you execute on the things that you've been thinking about and dreaming about for so long? So I'm calm because I can finally chase my dreams. And I know that I can right now. Now, if I had a kid or extremely high bills and debt, I don't think I would be able to. And I think a part of me also believes that I set myself up for this. Like, this this was supposed to happen at this time. It's not the way I thought it would be. So my message to you is to start building your system before you need it, or at least the idea of the system, because industries are going to change in the next couple of years. Companies are going to change, and we all won't get the chance to choose when circumstances shift for us. And that's the whole reason why I believe in systems over motivation. So if the opportunity that you've been hoping, wishing, and praying for comes to you, are you going to know what to do with it? Or are you going to spend the first month scrambling around? Now, I'm all for, taking time off, reflecting, blah, blah, blah. I do. But I know what I want to do. Like, I know it's go mode. So I'm going to get into it. So I will leave us there. I'm going to be back on video because I have the mental fortitude to be on video, recording videos, and the energy now. And I will be back to talk to you guys next week about something else. Again, I have the Baddie Circle. The Baddie Circle is my monthly accountability group. We meet every week. I'll leave the information in the show notes for you. And it's that structure, right, that I'm talking about. Like, I know that I have that meeting Sundays at 5 p.m. Central to have my girlies check in on their goals, think about their next steps. We have our growth conversations. We give each other feedback, advice, listen to each other. It's a great time. If you want to join the Baddie Circle, the link for you, again, is in my description. And I love it because having that structure and those check-ins, like, it gives you confirmation that you're not starting from zero. Like, you're not. You may feel like you're so behind, but you're really not. You've done so much, especially when I see the baddies going back thinking about what they did over the past week or even the past month when we reflected on July. They were like, wow, I actually did a lot. And it doesn't always feel like you're doing a lot because you don't feel like you're sticking to your prescribed list or the list someone may have for you, but give yourself more credit. What if you've been saying that if I had more time, I'd do this thing? You got it? Okay. Now, what if the blocker, the thing that was taking up your time, disappeared tomorrow? Would you be ready to execute? Would you be ready to start to develop a plan to chase that dream? All right, baddies, I will see you in the next one. Until then, I hope you have a positively productive, self-loving day. Bye.